What a win for the youngster, ranked 75th in the world. We couldn't take our eyes off that final frame. First of all, fair play. He kept his composure. Yes, a fluke at the end, but sometimes you are dealt these cards and very lucky, but deservedly going through.
Yeah, I like the last two safety shots that Maha Long played, actually. Shaun put him back in and he played the simple shot. So, I mean, it's a lot of pressure out there. You don't want to make things more complicated and more colourful than they need to be. Played a good safety shot. Shaun hit his a little thin. And I'm sure when Shaun was sat, difficult to say, sat in his chair, he was probably thinking, if Maha Long plays a shot that I would play, there's a chance that that red could go close to centre pocket. And amazingly, it found the pocket and it won in the match. And the relief, it was palpable, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was going back and forth, back and forth. We were saying, right, who's got the momentum here? Is it Shaun? Is it Maha Long? But the youngster, it looked like he was down and out because Shaun, in the middle part of that match, really fought back. 2 century breaks. He was looking very, very comfortable. We were saying here in studio, well, you know, Maha Long is going to learn so much from this defeat. But fair play, he fought back. And yes, he will still learn a lot from that. But for the first time here at the Welsh Open, he's through to the second round.
Yeah, and it's a massive win for him. As I say, he's new in his career, it's all experience for him, and hopefully he does learn from the middle stage of that match, because I thought it was actually very good the way he composed himself out there, apart from a couple of shot selections when he could have pushed the boat out too much. He did, but that's just an aggressive, attacking, young style of the player these days. But yeah, I think if he looks back at that and thinks, right, if I take those 2 or 3 silly mistakes, aggressive shots out, I thought he played a fantastic match and he put Shaun under a lot of pressure and it paid off in the end. And you always need that little bit of luck, no matter how well you play, you always need that little bit of luck to get over the line. And in the end, I think he probably deserved it, because I thought he handled the pressure that Murphy put back on him. I thought he handled it very well. Like, it's tough, isn't it, out there, that pressure, and you think, have I blown it now? Am I going home? But yeah, I thought he was fantastic. Well,
look, we'll talk about Shaun Murphy in a few moments, but we can hear actually from Shaun Murphy right now. How did he see that defeat?
Shaun, you'd fought so hard to get yourself back into that decider, and a sickening fluke right at the end there. Sum up your emotions if you can.
Sick. Absolutely sick. But that's the game, isn't it? And, you know, that's why we love it. And hate it at the same time in equal measure. The last 2 matches I've lost in Berlin and here have both been deciders. I've not had a chance to win either of them. I thought when I got the 2 snookers that the snooker gods might give me an opportunity. But it wasn't to be, and we roll on.
How do you reflect on that? What do you take away from it? Because there were some cracking breaks in there from you.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match, and I thought my opponent played really, really well. You know, take the last frame out of it, I thought he was excellent, and I can only give him praise. I had 2 centuries and an 80-odd, so it was a very high standard match. I've no regrets. I tried my best, and I lost.
Very best of luck going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Shaun Murphy feeling sick there. No surprises, really. That one's going to hurt. Another defeat after a decider.
Yeah, he will be very disappointed the way he lost it. You know, he didn't play the best safety, but Maha Long, you know, he fluked frame and match ball, and it's tough to take. I mean, it does hurt, and you wake up the next morning after you're going back to your hotel and you relive it all again, and it hurts all over again. This is sport for you, I'm afraid. It's good and bad, as Shaun said, in equal measure, and it makes my decision to retire all
not yet,
all
Dom,
more pleasurable.
Not yet. We're not talking about that. But he did need points here, didn't he, Shaun, here in Llandudno? It's not just that defeat, no points, which is important.
Yeah, I think that's why he felt more sick than he generally would be. You're chasing points. You're not really thinking about that when you're out there at the match, but obviously it's in the back of your mind, and he doesn't want to be qualifying for the Crucible, does he? He's a great player, and I'm sure he'll find the points from somewhere, but he's running out of tournaments, isn't he? But yeah, I think he could take it a little bit easier because he knows he's in a good place with his game. He looks confident. He's obviously cueing very well. A couple of mistakes early on cost him those 2 frames, and that was the end of the match, really. when you let that get too far away, you're always chasing, and that's what seemed what he was doing the whole way through that match.
And it's always difficult, as we've already mentioned, when it's the best of 7. But you do think that Shaun is playing a little better this season, found his stride, maybe more than in the past few seasons.
He plays some superlative snooker in winning the Masters, but Shaun is one of those players. He's such an attacking player. When Shaun does give you opportunities, they're normally very good ones. He's one of those players that has to be at or near his best to be effective. And if he's just a little bit off, he's just missing the odd pot or two, particularly against the top players. Sometimes he will lose matches, but that's the way he plays.
Well, look,